Becoming a millionaire is easier than ever before, but at the same time it's more difficult, it's harder than ever before to start your journey towards your first $1,000,000. You see, $1,000,000 is worth a lot less than 50 years ago, so it's much easier to get $1,000,000 right now, but to really earn those first $1,000,000, you have to sacrifice much more and you have to work a lot harder than in the past. Because if you are a millionaire, you actually belong to the 0.001% of the world's population. Only 59 people out of almost 8 billion people are millionaires. So in this video, I will help you to understand what it takes to be a millionaire and become one yourself. Before I start explaining how to become a millionaire, I want to confess something with you. I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible about my life. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I've read hundreds of books and I've watched hundreds, if not thousands of hours of content about getting $1,000,000, being a millionaire and earning a lot of money. And all of the advice I got from this content and those books came from the wealthiest person in the world. So in theory, I know how to become a millionaire and how to stay one, but I just want you to be cautious with the advice I give you. Also, be cautious with the advice you see online. Don't believe everything you hear, just think logical and make your own decisions. I'm just going to explain the knowledge I got from the wealthiest persons on the world. So now that that is out of the way, we can jump right in the good stuff. In this video, I'm going to explain how you can become a millionaire by investing your money. I'm not going to show you what career path you need to choose, because that is up to you. Only you can decide what you want to do in your life to earn your money. If you decide to start investing your money, you have two different options, two different strategies to invest your money. You can start dollar cost averaging, which means that you invest the same amount of money every week, every month, every 3 months, or you can work really hard, save up a big amount of money, a big sum of money, and invest this sum of money at once. The dollar cost averaging method is what I would suggest for the majority of people, because most people have a job and they get a paycheck every week or every month. So it's easier for you if you have a paycheck to just put a small amount of that money and put it into your investments every week or every month. So let's say, for example, you earn $5,000 a month. Then you could say, for dollar cost averaging, that you put aside $500 every month and invest this in your investment portfolio. Now, the numbers I'm giving are just for examples. Every amount you can invest is a good amount, even if it's only $10 a month. Now, why do I recommend the dollar cost averaging method for most people? Because by doing this, you actually reduce your risk to lose a big amount of your money or even all of your money. If you would invest $10,000 today and the market drops with 40% tomorrow, you actually lost $4,000 in one night. But if you would spread those $10,000 between 10 months and you would invest $1,000 every single month, and the market drops tomorrow with 40%, you would have only lost $400 instead of $4,000, because you only invested $1,000 today instead of $10,000. Now, of course, there are always people who have a big sum of money. Let's say if you sold your company for $3 million, it would take a very long time to invest those $3 million in the dollar cost averaging method. And also, by dollar cost averaging, and you have a big sum, the amount you have not yet invested is just set aside and it's losing its value because of inflation. Inflation is 2 to 3% every year. So if you just put aside your money and you don't invest it, you actually lose 2 to 3% of that money every single year. So that's why I want to explain to you the different investment instruments you can use to either dollar cost average or just invest a big sum of money at one time. The different investment instruments you can use to invest your money. Real estate is one of them. Then you can also invest in stocks, or you can invest in the crypto market, or another thing you can do is giving out loans to people and actually earn interest on those loans. There are also much more investments you can make. Actually, anything you believe will be worth more in the future than today is an investment. It's all about earning money on something. So if you believe something will go up in value in the future, that is an investment. some things that you can invest in besides the one I just talked about. You can invest in different art pieces, or you can invest in some kinds of alcohol, like a very special or a really old whiskey. You can also invest in collectible items that you can then sell in the future, which are increasing in value. And there is much more, as I just said. Which investment instrument you choose is completely up to you. It's all dependent on your risk and reward ratio you want to use. In general, the more risk you take, the higher the upside, so the more money you can make, but also the bigger the chances are that you lose all of your money. And if you choose to take as little risk as possible, you just have to know and you have to expect a little return. You can make a lot less money with a lot less risk, but you can live with peace knowing that the chances of you losing all of your money are much smaller. I would suggest that if you are a young person, you can and you actually should take a lot more risk, because you still have your whole life, you have a lot of years to earn back your money that you just lost in the investments. On the other hand, if you are at an older age, I would suggest you take as little risk as possible, because you don't have a lot of years left, you don't have a lot of time left to earn back the money you lost in your investments. And besides that, the years you still have left are meant to enjoy your money and not be scared all the time to lose all of this money. There is a simple calculation to actually calculate how much risk you should take. You simply start with 100 and you subtract your age from that. So if you are, let's say, 30 years old right now, you start at 100, you subtract the 30 years and you get 70 in total. This 70 is actually the percentage of your portfolio that you should invest in higher risk investments. So 70% of your portfolio should be higher risk investments, and the rest, the 30% left, should be invested in lower risk investments. So if you are, let's say, 70 years old today, you subtract 100 and you subtract 70 of that, then you get 30%. 30% of your investment portfolio should be invested in higher risk investments, and the other 70% should be invested in lower risk investments. Now, please use your own logical thinking. Think about how much money you can lose. Don't just follow this advice mindlessly. If you can't afford to lose 70% of your investment portfolio, if you can't afford to lose such a high percentage of your money, don't invest that amount in higher risk investments. Use your own logical thinking, ask yourself how much money are you willing to lose and invest that amount in higher risk investments. Now, to end this video, I want to quickly tell you the risk and reward ratios of the different investment instruments so you can make your own calculated decisions. Cryptocurrencies and the stock market are usually higher risk investment because those markets are very volatile. They can go up and down in price, in market value, in a very short time period. So if you want to take more risks, but at the other hand, at the other side, you want to maximize your upside, you want to get as much money as possible, these investment markets, the cryptocurrency and the stocks, are an investment for you. And then real estate and giving out loans are usually a lower risk investment because those markets are not as volatile as the crypto and the stock markets. So if you want to minimize your risk and at the same time you expect a lower reward, you expect to earn a lot less money than the crypto and the stock markets, this investment bucket is for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you got some value out of this video, and as always, stay strong.